Hello everyone. Sorry, I've recorded multiple videos that I haven't even uploaded. Anyway, just a quick update. I did get the second job. It started late December, the last week of December. It's about 3 days a week, working mornings, starting very early in the morning. And then I still have the practically full-time job at the pizza restaurant. And so the second job at the car dealership works fairly well, except they want me there at 6:30 in the morning. And when I was hired, they told me it started at 7. You know, they also told me it was $12.50 an hour. I get my first paycheck, it's $15 an hour. Okay, that's good. Anyway, the prayer request I have for the people, you know, maybe a dozen or 2 dozen or 3 dozen people who follow a lot of my videos that also pray. I need my schedule at this car dealership to change. So I'm not working 2 days in a row. You know, I'm working 3 days a week, but there's 2 days in a row that I work, which I also work at the restaurant. And I try and get extra sleep the day before these 2 days. And then I'll come home and sleep in the afternoon for an hour or two between working the 2 jobs. On the 2 days I work both the jobs 2 days in a row. So I put in a request with the guy that makes the schedules for me and the other people that do my job. And he says, well, I'll see. And I says, well, I'm not going to die. I'm not going to die if you can't make this change, but it would be helpful for me. So that's issue number 1. I was getting close to 300 subscribers. I was up to 297, then I lost 3 people dropped off. So I know it's not a fantastic YouTube channel. But anyway, yeah, my family, my brothers and I here in Minnesota gathered Friday, Saturday, 10 days ago to watch the online feed for the funeral for my father in Australia. We gathered together at 6 p.m. I don't know, Australia time. It would have been the following day, because they are ahead of us. Would have been the following day, probably around noon or so. And the odd thing is, I have not had my big cry. My dad died on January 5th, 2023, and I have not had my big cry. I'm just puzzled by this. My own father and I haven't had a big crying session. Yeah, what was it? 6 years ago. 6 years ago, with Abby. For people who have watched other videos where I talk about Abby, maybe I talk about Abby too much. Anyway, when Abby just abruptly stopped talking to me January 3rd, 2017, I was crying. I was crying, and I was crying and crying and crying a lot. And you know, I had hoped to marry Abby, and it didn't work out that way. She married another guy a little bit over 2 years ago, and I'm happy for her, but I haven't cried over the passing of my father. I did get 2 copies of the funeral pamphlet for my dad. And I see it, and I look at the picture on the front, and I'm just drawn to it. And I should frame one of them, put it up on a wall. But anyway, well, you know me, I'm good at just yakking on and on and on and wandering around from one subject to another, but I got it. I'll just stop it right there. Thank you for the prayers for me. All right, thanks. Bye.